Alright, y'all, this video is going to be out of Florida. It's going to be about two men that used a homemade device to fish out mail. Now, this was in Lighthouse Point, Florida, near Fort Lauderdale. Now, a police officer there spotted a vehicle that seemed to be lingering near a mailbox late Tuesday night. The officer said he spotted the device, mail, and two ballots while questioning the suspects. The suspects were identified as Junior Alexander Cabell, 28, and Valma Cabell Corvez, 20. The mailboxes were also considered ballot drop-off boxes. Now, their attorney, Richard Cooper, told his Sun Sentinel his client was incorrectly charged by overzealous law enforcement looking to fill an empty narrative that make a politically expedient amount out of a molehill given the proximity to the general election. Okay, now I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Neither man had a prior conviction, and the ballots were returned to the voters. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service is also investigating the reports of the member being held on $3,025 bond. Suspects appeared in court Thursday, where a Broward County judge told them she would not speculate on the intentions behind the allegations, but I do have to take notice of the fact that we have a very big election coming up next week, and the timing seems to be aggravating in Mr. Cabell's case, Judge Corey Amanda Corthorne said, according to the paper. Now, a couple things. As far as the attorney goes for one of them, as far as trying to fill an empty narrative and overzealous law enforcement. Okay, number one, the cop was doing his job, just patrolling. If they weren't breaking the law, they wouldn't have to worry about the cop being there to start with, okay? Number two, this is not an empty narrative, okay? Anybody who has any kind of... You don't have to have any kind of knowledge of politics to understand that there's something going on. Okay, you don't even have to watch TV. It's been all over the internet, from mail-in boxes being set on fire, mail-in ballots being destroyed, political campaigns being destroyed, the UPS driver in New Jersey that was throwing them in a dumpster. U.S. Postal Services themselves have been set on fire. People have been registering as Democrats to get Democratic mail-in ballots, and them people that are registering for them aren't even alive. Now, I'm not saying it's all Democrats, but I'm sure there are Republicans doing it too. Governor Rory DeSantis got his vote changed a couple of days ago. This election is nowhere close to being fair. No matter how you slice it, whoever wins, I just don't think it's going to be a fair election. And look at Wisconsin. You talking 3 days, if not weeks, after the election? Come on now. You can't tell me. Y'all were, we can keep up with it, y'all gonna know. It won't be weeks when we do mail-in ballots, and now you're talking about 3 days to weeks before we know who wins that state? No. And Pennsylvania's talking about doing the same thing. North Carolina's talking about doing the same thing. Kind of strange how these are key battleground states, and now all of a sudden, y'all can't keep up with it now. Come on. It was what everybody said in the beginning who had any kind of common sense, that, you can't keep up with it. It's just how it is, okay? No postal service can keep up with millions and millions of ballots. I'm sure there are ballots right now in there that are lost, which is why I'm going to vote in person. That's a lot. You get your vote a lot more secure that way. And people have told me, we do mail-in ballots every year, okay? But not like this. There's no way we've had this many mail-in ballots this far out. And there's no way there's been this much fraud in an election. This is the biggest election of, it's my lifetime, but I'm only 22, okay? But biggest election of a lot of people, okay? It's just how it is. It's, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. As always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.